What's up and welcome back to my channel. It's JVceo. Right now I'm in the office. So a couple of days ago, someone popped up on my Snap page and we had a respectable conversation. And basically, I think they had lost it all. And they basically said, they're struggling, that it's easy for me. I've got resources, I've got money behind me, and so on and so forth. That what if I was starting all over again? This is my office chair that's caused this. I need to figure out a way to maybe tape off the back of it so that it doesn't keep staining the wall, because I like this place spotless. But anyways, so he said all of that, and we had a back and forth, and he was basically saying, what if you were to start all over today? You had no money. You started all over as a normal man. That's what he said. I don't know what that means, right? But a normal man. But I guess what he's saying is you started over not being JV. You started over not having money behind you. You started over having to depend on a part-time job or on a basic job. How would you go about it? And coincidentally, this morning I was at a meeting, and one of the geezers at the meeting afterwards, we started speaking. He was asking what else I did or what else I do in terms of for work and stuff. And then I spoke to him, and although he looks young, he was actually 39, and he was filled with regret. And he basically said to me, "Oh, bro, you're doing really well for your age. However old I am, he knows my age anyways, but yeah, he goes, you're doing really well for your age," and so on and so forth, and that he kind of wished he took certain steps when he was younger, because now he's 39, he feels old, he feels tired, that he even struggles with his kid, like his 2-year-old kid, that he feels really tired, and he feels like he wasted his 20s, because your 20s all the way to your mid-30s is your power hours, if you want to call it that. And that's not to say that after you're 35 that you can't, make millions and make money. That's not what I'm saying. Right. So I just thought I'd put together a video and sort of throw it out there, and you guys could comment in the comment section and let me know what your thoughts are. But if I'm honest with you, I think if I was to start all over today, the thing is this. Let's before we even get started, people are lazy. Right? People are lazy. Now, I've actually just put up a snap literally a minute ago before I started this video, basically saying that people are lazy. They have no balls. Their tails are tucked in between their legs, and they don't want to take no risks. They don't want to take no L's, nothing. How can you ever get ahead in life if that's your opinion on life? The truth is, if I was to start today, I would take risks. I would do the same things that I've done. I would jump into certain things, hand, feet, head first, and I'll figure it out before I land. That's my spirit. More importantly, so that's number one for me. That's something that I would do, and I think just having a passion and a desire and stubbornness against failure. I have that against failure. How can I not be successful? Every day I would hammer away. Every day I'll go at it. Right? I refuse to fail. Like. Right. Sometimes the doctor will say, "Oh, the body is dead, but the person is still alive. They refuse to die." The same thing, that struggle for life, I refuse to fail, and so if I was to start all over today, I would definitely take risks. So I'll give you more examples on this so you see exactly what I mean, right? I have to take permission first. I may put up the screenshot, right? I remember a guy hit me up last year. He goes, "Oh, I've just got the bounce back loan. What do you think I should do with it? I want to go buy a house." And I thought, bro, I remember then I told him, "Oh, you're not willing to take no risks. Why do you want to take?" I think he got like 40 grand or 30 or so. I can't remember what he got. And I goes, "Why are you going to take that and just go buy a house? That is playing it safe. What you should do is take that money, try and flip it again and again, and then maybe when you've flipped it 10 times, then you could go buy a house." That's what I said to him. And he was like, "Bro, I'm gonna follow you because I trust you. I believe in you. I think you've got the right energy. I'm gonna follow you." Lo and behold, he followed me last year. When I say follow, in terms of like following advice and following my personal journey in life and so on and so forth. Anyway, he joined the Stocks and Pips group as well when we launched in January. And funny enough, today he's actually messaged me. I try and put up a screenshot. Today he's actually messaged me saying, "Oh, bro, do you remember when I asked you about a bounce back loan?" I was like, "I don't remember, but I must have told you it was a bad idea if you was asking me to whether you should use it and buy a house." He's like, "Bro, I'm so glad." Da, 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 da. So that was a conversation. And this person now is someone that makes a good amount of money a month. Like, would clear out that bounce back loan in an instant in terms of the value of the bounce back loan, like in terms of what he makes on a daily, a weekly, a monthly, and that's because I encouraged him to take a risk. So if I was to start all over today, nothing changes with JV. You understand? JV would still take a risk, because I'm a risk taker, and now when you look at these middle class or urban, whatever you want to call them, sort of kids in America, 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds, 20-year-olds, like they've jumped into crypto with $1,000. They've jumped into crypto with $10,000. They've taken a stimulus package and chucked it in crypto. They've caught some of these cryptos on a 200x run, 100x run. That means they're turning £1,000 into 100,000. They're turning £1,000 into 200,000. That's because they're taking a risk. They're clearing their whole account just to jump in crypto. That's because they're taking a risk. You look at some of these lots now, they've made millions. The 18, 19, 20, 21-year-old, they're new millionaires. They've made millions simply off of crypto because they took a risk, And I think when it comes to taking a risk, it depends on your life choices as well. And what I mean by that is some of you, for example, obviously you're in a completely different position. If you have a family to feed and so on and so forth, I'm not telling you to jump in head first. Of course, you have to make more cautious decisions, right? However, some of you, there is absolutely no excuse not to take a risk. You live at home. You have no real bills behind you, like nothing other than you wanting to shine for Instagram, and buy nice clothes and all of that stuff. You really don't have any overhead. So why can't you take the risk? Why can't you? If that work is a dead end job, why can't you leave it? You have the backing of being able to live at home. You have the backing of not having to shell out thousands of pounds a month in terms of overhead. Why can't you take the risk? I take the risks. Like, I take crazy risks on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. And I have a lot of overhead. I have staff to pay. I have businesses to run. I take risk because that's what makes it. And that's what makes this journey fun. You want to have fun when it comes to grinding. You want to have fun when it comes to elevating. So for me, it's about taking the risk. That's number one. Number two, very important as well, comes in very close second, or very close first, that I'd actually talk about is, what do you call it? Your name, your name, protecting your name. I think we're in an era where a lot of people don't actually care about, the weight of their name or the power behind their names. I'll be honest with you, I can raise 500,000 right now, today. I could raise probably 1 million right now if I wanted to. Like, of not my own money, I could raise 1 million of someone else's money. And that's simply because people trust me. You got to remember, I have businesses that I run, right, that people spend £5,000 with me, 10, 15, 20,000 pounds with me, and they've never met me. They probably just know me off social media, They've never met me, but they spend that money with me because I got a good brand. I got a good name behind me. So take that good name even further. Have a good brand. That's why I started YouTube, because I wanted to have a real brand behind me. JVceo. When you hear JVceo, it's like, whoa, like, that's the guy. Funny thing is, believe it or not, right? If he's watching this video, he would know. Is it Asset? I can't remember his name. I'm really bad with names. I'm trying to get better at it. I met him in I'm not going to say the area that I met him because I don't want people to know, where I'm at and how I move and so on and so forth. But he knows himself. I met him today and he walked into the Caribbean shop and he was like, "Oh, JVC." He was like, "The Mayor of London." I was like, "Yeah." And then obviously we hugged and so on and so forth. I paid my respect. He ended up getting me lunch. He literally ended up getting me lunch. So and that's off the back of a good name. That's literally off the back of a good name. That's how far a good name would take you. So my advice is, I'm not saying go back and start sucking up to people, but for those of you idiots that want to bump people off, that want to do bad business, if there's anyone that you've bumped off, done bad business with, try and go make amends with that. Because I'm telling you, your name will take you so far. It could be a business opportunity that's been presented to you, but before, that person that has presented you with the opportunity can move forward with you, they might want to do a CRB check on you. And if your name don't come back clean, you don't work with them, or they don't work with you, So definitely having a good name, would take you very, very far. For me though, like, goes back to the first point. How big are your balls, bruv? Do you know what I mean? How big are your balls? My balls are huge, My balls are huge, and I don't have a problem. I can lose it all today. You see, the problem is this, yeah? You guys hug onto money because you're not grinders. That's the truth. You hug onto money because you are not a grinder. If you are a grinder, you should have absolutely no reason not to take a risk. I'll take the risk. I know how to make the money. I'll make it back. Not a problem. Do you know what I mean? But that's the spirit. And that's what keeps me going. That's why I keep hitting new goals, hitting new targets, breaking boundaries, making moves, elevating, climbing the ladder, because I'm comfortable, But also in addition to that, you guys go look at you being broke. How did you go from, if you've ever had money, having money to being broke? There's two main reasons why you go from having money to being broke. You probably made some bad financial decisions in terms of investment decisions. Number two is you're extravagant, right? A lot of you probably fall into category number two. You're extravagant. It's very rare that you lose money investing in things, like, as long as you've done your due diligence. It's very rare. But now it's easy to lose money when all you spend your money on is a Miri jeans. I can't bloody get myself to buy that shit. £1,000 on a pair of jeans, like, that's crazy. Right now, I probably have upwards of maybe 20 pairs of jeans, right? But mostly diesels and stuff, right? And I'm thinking, if I had to spend, £1,000 on those jeans, it's not sustainable. That's like 20 plus grand. Then you talk about my t-shirts. If I had to spend 500 quid on every t-shirt that I wear, again, that would amount to craziness. If I had to spend £1,000, £800 on jackets, £1,500 on jackets, how many jackets do I need for it to be sustainable for me and for it to amount to a good sort of wardrobe set? It's not sustainable, and that's the problem. So you need to ask yourself, how do I strip myself down to the basics? How do I go back to the drawing board? How do I go back to being me without all the extra stuff? Take off the watches. I can sell this anytime I want because I'm not attached to this. Yeah, I can sell this anytime I want because I'm not attached to it. And some of you have no identity behind what it is you wear, your clothes, your car, your watches, and so on and so forth. And that's why you haven't been able to elevate to the next level. And that's why you've remained broke. So like I said, if I was to start all over again today, I would do exactly the same things. I'm still going to have the same hunger. I would go in, I would create opportunities, I would keep all doors open, like I mentioned in my other video of my advice to 18-year-olds, and that's exactly what I'm going to do, and I'm going to jump in head, neck, hands, feet first, because that's the only way you get ahead. Thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe. JVceo.